In this section, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of using a digital employee handbook. Now that we have talked about using paper handbooks, let's look at the new way of doing this: digital or online employee handbooks. This is the method that most companies are moving toward. There are many benefits of using a digital employee handbook. In today's global and technology-based society, everything is going digital. The employee handbook is no exception. Most people have access to the internet, and employers are increasingly using it for work-related materials that are just too cumbersome and too expensive to print. Considerations when using a digital handbook are a number of things. How will it be accessed? Will you have a password-protected website? Who will keep the website updated? Will there still be printed versions available as well? And how will you distribute those? Will you have access to a computer or a printed version for those without internet access? So let's talk about the pros of using a digital employee handbook. A digital employee handbook is accessible from virtually anywhere. Today, with smartphones, laptops, tablets, and Wi-Fi access most anywhere, you can access the internet and therefore access your employee handbook. It's less costly to create, to maintain, and to update with any revisions. You can make it very interactive and searchable with keywords. And you can give access to new employees before their first day so they have an opportunity to review it and to learn more about the company before they even begin working. The cons of using a digital version. Not everyone still has access to the internet, and some people simply prefer to use paper versions and to read something that they can hold in their hands. If the website or the internet itself goes down, you won't have access to the handbook. Finally, others might be able to access it if they are able to hack into your system. So how are you going to present your digital employee handbook? Well, obviously, since it's digital, it will be online. You'll need to determine how you're going to share it with your employees. Will you provide a computer on site with access to the handbook? Will you also retain printed copies on site for employees to access? Finally, you will need to decide if the organization is going to transition to a digital only or use a combination of a digital or online version as well as a paper version of an employee handbook. Next, we will talk about the process of deciding which version your company will use: paper, digital, or perhaps a combination of the two. This may or may not be a decision that you have to make or that you may even be a part of, but it is one that will affect how you go about creating and maintaining your employee handbook.